Hi, my name is Pat Sullivan, Superintendent for the Medford School District, here to update you on our last school board meeting, which was Thursday, May 19th. We started off the evening listening to our administrators from each building, give what we call the good news end of the year reports, just talk to us a little bit about the things that are going on, they're wrapping up in their buildings, and again, stress the positive things that are going on. We had two visitors, Christy DeBruni and Pat Elranta, here to talk to us about our technology goals. This is something that each district has to do, and we'll be starting up our new committee on that going forward. But we just kind of wrapped up and gave an overview of some of the things that were accomplished in this last round of setting goals and seeing them through. We also listened to a presentation on the Destiny Card Catalog. And this is just a real neat way for students to be able to come into the library and find something that they're interested in. And if they come in and they don't even know what they're interested in as far as reading material, this would help them in that sense too, because it'll take them through step by step, maybe what their interests are, and then it'll recommend certain books, and they can look to see if other kids have read the books and how those kids rated them. So it's just a neat way for kids to be able to find something that they like, that they're comfortable with, and it's at their level. The board considered a motion, or they considered moving the regular board meetings to a different night of the week. Right now, the Medford School District, and for quite some time, is meeting on Thursday evenings. So there was a board member, a couple of them, that wanted to take a shot at maybe moving them to another day of the week. Talked a little bit about Monday, but in the end, the board decided to keep the meetings on Thursday nights. We did move, however, and this happens from time to time, we did move the June board meeting. The June board meeting will be Wednesday, June 22nd. So that board meeting did get moved to a Wednesday night, the meeting in June. And those meetings start at 6 o'clock here in the district office. Our curriculum connection, which is something that our director of curriculum, Laura Lundy, presents to the board once a month. This month was on test retakes, and this is something that we've piloted starting last year, and that was done at the high school in the science department. This year, we're seeing social studies and math try it as well. And it's a concept where when students don't do well on a test, they're given the chance to retake the test. And you know, they're not allowed to retake final exams, but tests during the semester leading up to the final, they are given the option. And we talked a lot about this philosophy, and you know, what we are trying to stress by having different departments and different teachers experiment with this, and we are doing it a little bit in the middle school as well, is we're trying to stress learning. And what we mean by that is, if a student does take the test and doesn't do well for whatever reason, we don't want to just go on from there, okay? Most of the teachers doing this have come up with some kind of criteria. So there is a step that the students have to take before they can retake the test that they failed. And the test they retake is not word for word the same test. So if it's a math test, or any test, science or social studies, it's going to be different questions, but those questions will still test or evaluate the same skill that the teacher is trying to make sure the student understood. So it gives kids a chance in the end to be successful, and what we like to say too is it gives kids a chance in the end to learn the material and to prove they learned the material to the instructor. We're going to continue to pilot these programs and report back to the board on how we think they're working, and you know, how it's translating to student learning. We talked a little bit about our budget. That's something that we do on a month-to-month basis. We're still waiting to have things be decided in Madison, and once that happens, you know, then we can really know what our numbers will be for sure. Like a lot of districts right now, we're playing a waiting game and a guessing game. But as we get closer to, again, a decision, you know, more and more things start to come into place. And we feel like we're in a pretty good spot, pretty good position in Medford, you know, as far as the 2011-2012 budget. But we'll know more as things develop in Madison. We did set the date for the annual board meeting. This year, that meeting will be held on a Monday. That'll be Monday, October 24th. And the annual meeting will start at 5 o'clock. And the regular meeting will start at 6 o'clock. So we're going to do the annual meeting the same night as the regular meeting, and that's going to be in October. And again, it's one of those exceptions where we move that to a Monday night, October 24th. If we think that the crowd is going to be to capacity for the district office, is where we have most of our meetings, we would move it to the Red and White Theater. But right now, we're planning on this meeting taking place here at the district office. We had one policy to talk about, final reading for our memorials policy, and again, any policy that comes before the board, if you have an interest in looking at that in detail, you can let me know here at the district office, or let anyone here at the district office know you'd like to look at that. But that was the policy that we talked about at the last board meeting. Jeff Albers, our Director of Business Services, talked to the board about structuring the future WRS employee contributions. What we want to do is we want to have it be the same way it is now as far as taxing it when our employees start to draw on it. Currently, under the current system, as you know, most of you know, the district pays for both the employee and the employer's share of the WRS contribution. And when teachers or retired people draw on that, that's when they get taxed on it. So we're anticipating a change where the employee is going to have to pay their contribution, their portion. They're going to have to pay. But we still wanted to make sure that they weren't taxed on it until they draw it out. So there was a motion and a second, and that did pass. And so that won't change as far as when the employees get taxed on the WRS contribution. It will still be when they draw it out, when they retire. There was also a discussion on parking fees at the high school. This is something that a lot of districts have done. Medford talked about it a year ago. It was put on the agenda to bring it up again. We are going to continue to talk about it. The board would still like to get some more information. They'd like to know what administration feels would be if we did charge. What would be a good fee. They want to know a little bit more about how we feel about charging for parking. And most of the parking fees that you see in other districts range from $25 a year to $100 a year. Obviously, this is a way to help offset our budget issues in a little ways. I guess it does help with that, and that of course depends on how much you're charging. The idea behind it is that students do choose to drive to school. The bus would pick them up, but it's their choice to drive if they don't want to ride the bus. And again, a lot of districts have seen this as a way to bring in some income. You see things like this, like athletic fees, which we started a year ago, where we charge $50 per sport, and we didn't do that until the start of this current school year. And again, as districts get tighter, budgets get tighter, you'll see districts, and Medford including us, start to look at maybe more of these fees. So it isn't to say that we're going to do it, but it's fair to say that the board is considering it. And if you're interested in offering your opinion on that, we'd sure like to see it at one of our board meetings. We also we finished the evening talking about the June board meeting and having a special guest. We're going to have John Ashley, who is the director of the Wisconsin Association of School Boards. So that organization represents the Medford School Board and every other school board in the state. And he comes in and he likes to talk to boards and talk to them about roles of a school board, and he talks to them and shares with them things that he's seen in other districts where boards, positive things that have happened, and in his insight, into that, and how to be a successful and in a cohesive school board, and how to work for the school district, and how to represent the community, and all of those things. And it'll give our board members a chance to meet the president of their association if they haven't done so, and to find out a little bit more about what WASB offers, not only them individually as a school board member, but also what it offers school boards. So with that, that was our evening. I would like to always remind you that on the fourth Tuesdays, every month, the fourth Tuesday, at 9 a.m., I will be down at the Flame Restaurant in Medford, where I'll buy the coffee, and you can have an opportunity then to talk to me about school issues, ask questions, and again, just we can have a discussion, and I get an opportunity to meet you and hopefully a lot of people in the district. So come on down there if you can on Tuesday, the fourth Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m. at the Flame. Thank you.